welcome to the channel again. And we're going to talk about another passenger or rider type that can be quite annoying. So I refer to these passengers as movers. Now, what's a mover? Well, a mover is a passenger who'll request a ride through Uber, the usual way, Uber X usually, sometimes Uber XL. If you're unlucky enough to have Uber XL, you'll probably get this more, to be honest. So what these movers do is, rather than actual pay for, a proper removal service or a man or a woman with a van to move some of the stuff. So, examples can be maybe people moving from one house to the other. So, you pull up, you see them stood at the curb, and then they've got a mountain of goods next to them, items such, TVs and bags of stuff and what have you, and hoping that it'll fit in your vehicle. So another example, one I had actually. So somehow found myself in Rotherham doing Uber, and I got this request. It was in the centre of Rotherham. So I thought, well, we might as well do this one. Not a bad price, to be fair. Weather were nice. I thought, yeah, let's roll with this one. So I accepted it. As I'm driving to the location, you couldn't turn right into where this place was. It was the British Art Foundation charity shop. So I went past with a view to, turning the vehicle round and then making a left, which was legal. However, as soon as I went past, to get an attitude off this passenger, saying, you've just driven straight past me and all this lot. So anyway, when I pulled up, I said, I'm very sorry about that, but as I've come from that direction, the signs tell me it's illegal to turn right. So I just quickly went past, turned round, literally a few hundred yards, and parked outside the shop. So the guy comes out, he got two passengers with him, and he said to me, he says, I've just bought a couple of items from charity shop, can we get them in the car? I said, well, we'll have a look. So anyway, he ended up, he'd bought, literally, must have thought, well, I'll buy the whole shop here, So we got what we could in the car without, putting the seats down or any intrusion on the passenger compartment. Because my local authority say I can't carry any goods in the vehicle which intrudes into the passenger compartment. So anyway, we got in what we could. Gets back to where he is, unloaded it, then he's wanting to add a stop to go back and get the rest. So, weather were nice and what have you, I thought, go on then, we'll go for it. Don't normally do these ones, but yeah, and you can't make this shit up, seriously. We must have done about 4 trips with a car full each time. Pay-wise, turned out not to be so good, obviously, for work involved. But I was pretty new to Uber then. So I thought, we'll just go with this one. Believe it or not, I did actually get a tip and a couple of cans of Colt pot for my trouble. But this is the problem, we're a ride share companies, Uber. So, ride share is usually, passengers getting in your vehicle, you're taking them from A to B, they might have a bit of luggage, a suitcase, a bag, a hold all, something like that. I mean, what we are not is, we're not a removal service. On this occasion, really, it warranted either him arranging for delivery or, hiring a van, or getting a man or woman with a van. Don't forget that one, a woman with a van, and getting them to move the stuff for him. And since that, I have had other jobs I've turned out to, and I've pulled up and I've just seen a pile of goods, you know, next to where the passengers are, and I've just explained to them. I've even actually shown the policy from my licensing authority, which says, you know, any goods I carry cannot intrude into the passenger compartment, which basically means I can't, you know, put my seats down to say get a, you know, a large screen TV, because that would mean putting part of the seats down in the back. And then on the passenger seat in the back, obviously, you know, it's just really, you know, a small hold all, handbags, stuff like that. Any, you know, suitcases, they have to go in the boot. But yeah, you know, I've had loads of these. You turn up and you just explain to them, you know, if it's not going to fit in, you know, I'm just going to cancel the ride. If I've travelled over a quarter of a mile to it, I'm going to charge them the you know, the cancellation fee, because obviously there's no way of knowing until I turn up, you know, what the situation is. So, you know, it's why should I be out of pocket for somebody who, you know, basically doesn't want to dip their hand in the pocket and pay for a man or a woman with a van to actually do the job. So they're trying to use our services as a cheaper way of doing it, but every time now, if it's anything above like suitcases and stuff like that, I don't accept it. I haven't time to be mucking about with stuff like that. I'm here to make money. I've got my own business. You know, I've got a nice car, leather seats, top of range. You know, I'm not mucking about being a house mover. If I wanted to be a house mover, I'd have gone and got a job with a house mover, and I'd probably then quite be happily moving stuff for people. So yeah, these are the movers. I've heard from some other drivers as well who have Uber XL quite often. They get quite a lot of these, you know, people wanting to move stuff from offices and stuff like that. But you know, at the end of the day, it's up to the driver. But you know, me personally, no, I'm not wasting my time loading, you know, stuff like this into my vehicle. Luggage, yes, hand luggage, suitcases all day long, but no, not for me. It's you know, it's unprofitable, and you know, it's not what I got in this game for. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you've had anything similar to this, and you know, what you normally do in these situations. Do you decline the rides, or do you try and somehow shove everything into the vehicle? You know, you could picture it, couldn't you, with Benny Hill music, you know, in background, trying to get stuff in vehicles. I've seen other drivers in areas trying to shove stuff in, and you know, it's like I say, it's up to the driver. But you know, we're not gonna. I'm certainly not going to waste my time and effort being a house mover, you know, on the cheap. So let me know in the comments, and we'll see you on the next video.